Hello, my name is Becky and welcome to week 3 of NaNoWriMo. It is Sunday today. I know I said that these were going to be starting on Saturdays, but last week was a really bad writing week, so I kind of ran over slightly for that vlog. It is dark. It's not late. It's 4 o'clock. This is what winter in England looks like. So apologies for the fuzziness that's happening right now on the screen. I'm about to sit down and write for the first time today. I was going to read, I'm going to write instead because that's kind of what I'm supposed to be doing this month. My aims for the week, just to kind of quickly hash over what I want to get out of this week, week 3. Basically, I just want to write more. I got 18,000 words done in week 1 and then I got 9,000 words done in week 2. Not great. So this week, if I can even just hit 15,000, because I did like almost 20,000 in week 1, I can manage 15,000 surely this week. That would be where I'd like to get to. That's like a goal. Whether I'll get there or not, I don't know. Although I'm hoping things pick up because, as it was mentioned a lot in week 1 and week 2 of this, I will link those below. I was doing a lot of the boring bits, but I was also writing the beginning, so it was new and it was exciting. Now I'm into the bit that I've been looking forward to writing, so technically now it should be easier. I'm kind of like starting to know the characters better. One thing I am struggling with is something, again, that I touched on in week 1 and 2, where like I'm just having so many negative thoughts about it. Like I just don't like it. Like I can't make myself like everything I write. I'm like, this isn't good enough. Obviously it's the first draft, so it can be worked on, but like that's kind of always at the back of my head, which is a slight concern, but we're kind of powering through it. Another issue that I've just recently come across is I've been thinking ahead. If I was to make this into a series, it would be a quadrilogy, and I was thinking about who in the future would like die in it, because I like to kill off at least one main, but obviously I don't like to kill them off for no purpose. Originally it was going to be a character who isn't even in the first book. They're mentioned, but just in passing, but then they become like a main as the series continues. But then I've kind of looked at it, and for a start there's a few reasons that I feel that I can't kill off that character because of like connections they have to other characters and things, and I know what fan culture is like, so like if it did well, people wouldn't want me to kill that specific character. And there was that character and another one who were both kind of the only mains who there'd be a purpose if they died. Like it wouldn't just be like for shock factor, like it would, like there'd be a message behind it. And the other one just happens to be like my favorite. So I kind of realized that like they kind of have to die like later in the series. They sort of, I think, for their whole character arc to come full circle, now I've thought about it, it makes sense for them to be the one who dies at the end. But like I don't want to kill them off, and I know that's like books away. I might not even end up writing that many in this series, but like if I do, I don't want that one to die. And I know it's my series, so I get to decide, but if that's what works for the plot, that has to happen. And I'm like, so now I'm thinking about that. So every time I'm writing about it, I'm gonna be like, oh, are you gonna have to die? And I really don't want him to die. But it's something I'll think about later. Okay, so I've finished my writing for the day. I'm on 30,441 words, so I passed 30,000, which I'm really happy about. 2 weeks left still, and I have 20,000 words to go, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will go well. It's going good as well, writing-wise. I just switched perspectives. Most of this book takes place in the perspective of our main character, Alice, but part of it, sort of from the halfway point almost, take place from the perspective of her twin brother Beau, and this is the first bit from his perspective, and I was a bit concerned to suddenly like swap, but it's actually quite fun. I actually really like writing from his perspective, which was surprising. For a start, it lends to more information that we don't get from Alice's thoughts, from like what he's thinking and seeing and everything. And also we get to see more of his dynamic with his love interest Adrian, which is part of the reason why I wrote in third person, so I could explore other relationships and dynamics outside of the main character. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's going okay. I do feel like it's all going fast. Like some points are like a chapter, other points are like 2 pages. Yeah, it's all coming along. Things are starting to build. I'm starting to like foreshadow things that appear later in the plot, which is always fun. And yeah, I think it's going okay. I'm starting to like be excited about it again, which is good. I've only actually got like, out of what I wanted to finish in Nano, there was like this, and I'm currently on that very last purple line. That's all I have left to go through. and then the back. So maybe I can get it done. Maybe I can get it done in Nano, or maybe I can get close to getting it done, because I would kind of like it to be longer than 50,000 words. That's not the whole story though, that's just like the first like 2/3. But yeah. Hello. It is Monday the 18th of November and I need to write. It is currently 23 minutes past 4 in the afternoon, which means I need to actually get on with some stuff. But I'm behind on a lot of things, I'm realising. For a start, I have theory stuff I'm supposed to be doing for my driving, which I haven't done yet. I need that done by Wednesday. I have my whole week 2 vlog that needs to go up on Wednesday that I haven't even started editing. And also I just started reading Queen of Nothing, which I kind of want to continue reading, but this is what I have to do. We have to write. I have to be productive. So that's what I'm gonna do. So when we left off, I'd just passed the 30,000 mark. I'm on 30,441 words. So that means I have like 2 weeks to write 20,000 words, which hopefully I'll be okay. I left it in the middle of a scene, which isn't something I usually do. However, since I started doing like writing sprints as often as I can, like on like joining in live streams, I've found that finishing in the middle of a scene is kind of alright. Because I don't write like, and I know some people use like Scrivener and things where you can sort scenes into like actual scenes. Like I see them like tabbed down the side when I watch other people do it, and each scene opens a different document kind of thing. I don't, everything's just on Word document, it's all just one very long piece. And so like when I say a scene, what I tend to mean is anything before a break. Like not a break as in like a paragraph or like a new chapter, but you know when you just have like breaks in the middle of a chapter where like one scene's ended in the next beginning. That's like what I class as a scene. So usually I wait till I get to one of those breaks or to the end of a chapter and then I finish there, but I've actually found that I'm alright as long as I find like a suitable place to stop, and it's not like, you know, I'm in like the zone and I'm going for it and then I just stop halfway through. Like I couldn't do that, but I found I don't have to actually stop at the end of actual scene, so I'm learning things this Nano, which is exciting. Also, I'm reading, like I mentioned, Queen of Nothing by Holly Black at the moment, and it's making me feel better about my own writing, which is nice. Completely different tense, completely different like perspective. That's first person present tense, this is third person past tense, but something about the writing of the Folk of the Air trilogy just makes me feel slightly better about my own. You know, it's one of those series I read and I'm like, if this did that well, then you know, maybe it's not everything's bad for me. That being said, I am enjoying it. Again, I suppose that's kind of a point that helps me too, so, you know. Then again, I'm not enjoying my own. So I'm going to continue. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of this revolves around, like, joint scenes, like big group scenes. My main character's never alone. Like, my biggest concern is dialogue. I'm always worried that there's far too much dialogue and that the entire thing relies on pointless conversation. And it kind of does, because dialogue's kind of how I get personalities across, usually. Other than the main character, obviously. But, like, because she's always surrounded by people, obviously they're speaking. Because it would be weird if all of her friends sat in a room together and they were just in deadly silence for hours on end. So, like, I kind of want to add in a scene because I've looked through and she's with people, like, all the time. And I should possibly consider adding in a scene where she's alone. So I think I'm going to do that at some point. Not now, but at some point I think I'm going to slip in a scene. Possibly something to do with the government element of it, where... government. But possibly something to do with them, where I could have her alone, so... Just to slip in a scene that isn't entirely dialogue, because I feel so far every scene has been, like, majority dialogue. Things, like, obviously wrapped into the dialogue. It's not just, like, blah, 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 he said, blah, 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 she said. Like, not like that kind of dialogue, but, like, long bits of conversations. And I think I need to prove that I can write other scenes. I have, however, thought about the fact of length. So this is, I'm 30,000 words in now, and, like, everything I look up says that 30,000 words is roughly, like, what, like 60 pages, 80 pages, like something like that, less than 100 pages. So that's fine with me, it's not too long. And so, you know, I like to look at the content, see what's happened so far, and make sure that, like, page count wise, if you're reading this in a book, it's not like, oh, I'm 200 pages in and nothing started yet, like that kind of thing. So I'm feeling alright about it, I'm feeling a bit better about it, not happy, but better. I'd rather be playing Sims now, is what I'm trying to say, but alright, so I think I'm going to stop there for the day. I just passed 32,000 words, so I'm not feeling too bad about that. I've got like, well, like roughly 1,500 words, I think. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying all these little bits. There's nothing like big happening, which was concerning me a little bit, that it's all kind of small things. There's no like big fights and stuff, but I tend to forget that not every book includes big fights. Like, I think because the majority of things I read, it's like big battle scenes, there's lots of things happening. I forget that like books do exist where that doesn't happen. So I'm always like, oh my god, it's not exciting because there isn't like a battle taking place, but like that's not a thing that's in all books. Yeah, I'm kind of like chugging along with it, getting to like, you know, the characters slowly. I don't want to like shove the personality of characters at each other. Like, you know, I don't want it to be like, this is this character and he enjoys this and he is like this and he fears this, and then like move on to the next person. So I'm doing quite well at kind of mixing it in, I think, as well with like physical description, because I don't want to just shove that all in one go either. So I think it's kind of worked quite well at sort of slowly giving the reader information as well as information about the actual plot line and things. So yeah, I think it's going all right. It's a first draft though, so obviously that could be edited, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'm feeling better about it now than I was at the beginning of the month, so. Your bottom is on my laptop. Explain yourself. Hello. It is Thursday, the something of November. I didn't write yesterday or the day before. Do I have an excuse? Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday is the day that I kind of decided I'm just not going to write because that is my 9 till 5 college day. Do I have an excuse for yesterday? Absolutely not. I just decided instead that I had so many things to do and I was getting so stressed about it, and I just sat back and thought, you know what? I'm just going to read. I'm just going to sit down, relax and read. And I did that. I was, to be fair, planning on doing a write-in, but I didn't realise until it was a bit late that that write-in didn't start till 1:30 in the morning, my time. So yeah, that didn't go too well. I assumed it would be about 10, like the other one was, and then I had a look and it was 1:30 a.m. So I didn't get to that because that's too early for me. I would have been far too tired if I was kind of in a roll by then, but I was tired by about 10 o'clock, so I just watched I'm a Celeb and went to bed. So I need to make up for that today now. Really, I want to be writing at least 3,000 words today. I'm on 32,018 words, so if I can hit 35,000 today, that would be good, I think. However, that is taking into account the fact that obviously next week's like the last week of NaNo, and so really I want like no more than 10,000 words to have to do that week. So really I need to be at 40,000 words by like the end of Sunday, which doesn't give me much time. The first week I wrote loads. Since then we've just gone downhill, and it's just because I have no interest whatsoever in writing this book anymore. And I don't know why I've been so excited about this. I've just let the sort of negative thoughts get to me. I think I've gone from being really excited about it, really enthusiastic about it and passionate about the plot and the characters and the world, to suddenly thinking this is absolute shite. And once you kind of hit that stage where you hate your own work, it's hard to continue writing that work. Part of me knows realistically it's not shite, but that's like 5%. The other 95% of me is like, this is the worst possible thing. Nobody would ever want to read this. Why are you bothering? Which isn't great, but I am going to continue with it. I am going to get through it, because I'd kick myself if I didn't at least finish and edit the first draft. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to continue writing. We're going to try and get the first half done by the end of NaNo. Yeah. Okay, so I finished my writing for the night. I'm on 35,377 words. I'm really happy with that. I got to the end of a chapter. I'm about to start chapter 7, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Yeah, I got a big scene done between the main character and her love interest, which like ended up being such a bigger scene than I was expecting it to. And I like really liked the way it went. I was dead happy with it, and then that went straight into quite a horrible scene. I did kind of have to make up a poem on the spot, which is not something I've had to do before, so that'll probably get edited. But to be fair, it doesn't sound alright. Might think otherwise in the morning, but for the time being, it's okay. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. Almost 35,500 words. So like I've done like over 2,000 words tonight, and so yeah, I'm it's not been a good 2 days, but today I think I've pulled it back together. You helping? Stop it. Libby. Stop biting my finger. Hello. So it is Friday. Again, I'm going to run over this video to Saturday as well. Basically, I want to hit 40,000 over the weekend, like words. I could actually do with hitting more than that because I've realised that next week's the last week of Nano, and in that week, I thought I'd have like 10,000 words I could get done, but I am away like Wednesday night and most of Thursday, and then I'm also away on the Saturday, so that's not great. I can't actually remember what day specifically is the 30th, but I just know that I'm not going to have as much time next week, so I don't know if I can get 10,000 words done next week. You will still see next week though, because that day that I'm away, I'm in York, and my book's in York, so like I'll probably take you along to like see some of the scenes and things. So I want to try and get like at least 5,000 words done in the next few days. So I don't know how much I'll get done tonight because I'm going to stop like when it's time to have food and I'm going to be eating about 6:30. I'm probably going to try and get a good bit done now. I've got like an hour and a half until I need to put my tea on. So yeah, I'm alright with it. I'm looking forward to writing this next scene. This is the bit when all of the plant knowledge I've been like collecting has to be useful, so hopefully it's been worth it. Everything's getting like into the thick of it now. We're getting into like the big bits and I'm starting to get on top of it now. I do think this will be easier when Nano actually ends, because I think throughout this process I've been focusing more on word count than like the content. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm really excited for this scene, I keep thinking it doesn't matter what this scene is because I need to hurry up and get it done and get on to the next scene because I have to be done like by the end of the month. And so I do think once Nano's over and I can like relax with it, I'll be like more excited about specific scenes, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, we're just going to see how much we can get done now in like an hour and a half. Usually I can do like 1,000 words in that time. So so I'm going to stop, I think, for the night. I have a headache for a start. I had a headache before I started doing this, but I knew I had to get something done. But I'm getting like that kind of tired headache on now. I'm on 36,819 words, so just short of 37,000. I could have continued because I have another 15 minutes before I have to put tea on, but I'm kind of like at the end of a scene and I'd rather just leave it at the end of the scene and start the new scene fresh tomorrow instead of like getting a few paragraphs into it and then like having to stop mid-scene. So yeah, that's alright, I'll deal with that. So that's roughly like just over 3,000 words I want to write now over the weekend. If I can get a bit more done, that would be great, but I don't know if I will because I kind of fancy a day just to not write for once. I say that as if I haven't had a million days off writing, but those days have been filled with other things. Like if I'm not writing, I'm doing another million things, and I haven't had a day for the entirety of November where I've just sat and chilled all day. And I kind of fancy a day like that, even though I know that I'm supposed to be getting this writing done, and I'll kick myself if I make it this far and then don't finish Nano. So yeah, I think I'm going to aim to get at least 3,000 words done. If I could get 5,000 over the weekend, that would be great, and then that puts me that bit ahead for like next week. Although I'm off most of next week, I'm only in on the Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I'm off, but Wednesday night and Thursday I'm away, and Friday I'm away as well, so I kind of have the beginning of the week to try and get it all done. So yeah, I think next week's going to be quite a full-on writing week because it's quite a busy week and it's like the last stretch, I suppose. So yeah, but you will see me tomorrow. I'm going to continue this tomorrow since it's going to be so short. The first video was like 40 minutes, then the second one was like 20, and then the third one's probably going to be like 10. But yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Ooh. Hello. It is the last day of this writing vlog. It is Saturday the 23rd, I think, of November. The aim today is to write like 1,000 words because we're having an early tea soon. It's now about like 4:10. We just did the Christmas cake, which there might have been some footage before this of my sister whisking the Christmas cake, which was fun. So yeah, I'm going to try and get some writing done. I'm a bit distracted because I like continued reading Queen of Nothing this morning and I left it at the beginning of chapter 23. If you've read the book, you might remember what happened in chapter 22. And I am a level of stress that I'm not used to being. And I'm used to being very stressed. I'm just as specifically next level of stress at this point in time. Thank you to chapter 22 of Queen of Nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna be writing probably with that on my brain, and just how stressed I am all day. I've been worrying about this. I've been sat here thinking, I think I know how this book's gonna go, and I don't want it to go that way. Thankfully there's no snakes in my writing, because if there were snakes in my writing, I don't think I'd be writing until I've at least finished the book. And then depending on how it ends, maybe it's a few days after that of not writing. It depends on how it finishes. I might finish later. If I don't finish it later, I will finish it next week. So you'll find out if you watch next week's how it ended. Well, not how it ended, but how I feel about the ending anyway. So yeah, that's playing on my brain, but I need to put that aside and write 1,000 words. Okay, so I'm done writing for the day. We're on 38,689 words. So I wanted to hit 38,000 and I passed it. I almost hit 39,000, but if it focuses on my screen, as you can see there, I just finished like a scene, so I didn't really want to like start the next scene, like when there's really no point. But that does mean if I want to hit 40,000 by like Monday, I only have like 1,500 words left to write, like even less than that actually. So I'm alright with that. But I am gonna call it, I think, for this video. I'm sorry that these are like really bad and boring. I don't want to include my entire week, because you know that would get long, and like I don't do much when I'm writing. I'm not somebody who's up and down making drinks and, you know, discussing things. I just sit down and write for like 3 hours straight and don't talk for that time. So you know, not as exciting as it might be watching other people, but sorry. But next week is the last week, and of course I'll be vlogging it, probably more next week, because I'm doing a few things. Like I said, I will be vlogging York a little bit, so you can see bits, which will be fun. Just a few of the sites, and I can like explain some of them hopefully, and talk about like how they're included in my book. As far as some of the other things I wanted to do this week, like again addressing like negative thoughts and things, it's getting better and getting worse at the same time. I think in one aspect I like almost gave up several times on it this week. I started thinking like just give up, there's no point, start something new. And I do like every day have a moment where I'm like, this isn't good enough, you need to try something else. And then I get back into it. I'd say the last 2 days have been the best for me enjoying what I'm writing and writing quicker again, which was like really handy. I've felt these last 2 days that it's, you know, I'm still uncertain about the project, but actually writing it and enjoying the scenes, I have enjoyed it, which I think is like a step in the right direction. So yeah, hopefully we will finish on time next week. I'll be annoyed with myself if I get that close and then don't, but it does mean I might have to stress a little bit and catch up a bit. I'll probably be doing quite a lot on Tuesday actually, because I'm off Tuesday next week instead of being at college. Like, I am going to be in college, but I don't have lessons that day, so I'm hoping once I've got all of my extra homework done, I'll have like a good afternoon to try and get some writing done whilst I'm there, hopefully. So yeah, everything should be fine, hopefully. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the very end, and I will see you very soon. Bye!